Cooking. This month's guest is the amazing Kelvin O'Brien. You might recognize him from Classic Alice for a second, and then he's also in something else that may or may not have been released at this point. I have no idea. It's like stuck in editing with me. Yeah. It's taken a little while. It's okay though, because the reason it has taken a little while is because our awesome director has been working a lot, which is great.
I'm not mad.
No. What else have you done?
Ah, man. Going way back to like the beginning?
Yeah, just take us through the whole
timeline?
thing.
Well, we can go all the way back to a movie called O with Martin Sheen and Mekhi Phifer. I play a small part in that you would see. Yeah. What? You know, young Kel makes an appearance in that.
That's awesome.
And then I worked on a film called The Dangerous Lives of Altar Boys with Jodie Foster and Emil Hirsch.
Why are you on this?
Yeah, because I like to be around amazing people. That's why. But more recently, I had a little spot on You're the Worst on FX, which was fun. I'm actually producing and starring in a new pilot that I'm excited about called Thanks for Trying.
And that is crowdfunding right now, right?
Crowdfunding.
So we could put a little link somewhere, right?
We'll put like
I'll be like, hey guys, give you your money. Yeah. So today we are making the sausage roll things. It has like a fancy name, but basically it's Pigs in a Blanket from The Great Gatsby. That's my cat. The animals are real noisy today, so I'm sorry if they get a little crazy. If you want to follow along at home, these are the things you're going to need. This is just a cup or whatever. Measuring cups, blah, blah, blah. Chicken sausage is what we're going to use, but you can use any kind of sausage. The Jimmy Dean frozen is fine, whatever. We've got two flavors. We have apple and chipotle and jack. Cheddar and jack cheese, shredded is fine, or you can shred your own if you're fancy. Puff pastry shells, again, you could make your own, but I didn't want to spend eons doing the layering on camera. Yeah, it would take a long time. On the Great British Bake Off, though, it happens real quick, so I was watching that and I was like, ooh, what if we... Oh, no, can't, no. Then you also need chives, Dijon mustard, and we are using brown sugar because for some reason I don't have honey, and I'm a racist.
Yep.
No, I don't have honey, so we're gonna use brown sugar in place of that to make some like sweet mustard. We'll see how that goes. I think it'll be fine. Oh my god. So
we're about to find out.
I expect this to go swimmingly.
We're about to find out.
Okay, so our first thing that we need to do is preheat the oven to 400 degrees. So I will do that.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it says it right there.
Cool.
Number one step.
Number one.
Mm-hmm.
So while we wait for that, we can cut up the... I think you have... Oh, I didn't give you that. We can cut the sausage into thirds. You can pick whichever one you want. It's guest choice.
I'll go this one.
Okay, cool. And then you can also tell us a little bit about your show.
So Thanks for Trying we call it a show about almost. And it's basically about what Kate and I deal with day to day as actors.
You mean constantly working?
Oh, yes, that in our minds. But basically just the day to day, the auditions, the callbacks, the second callbacks, the tests, the chemistry reads, everything that goes into actually booking a part, and how hard it is to constantly deal with getting so close to something that you work so hard for, but not getting it. And how do you continue to push through that? What keeps you in it? That's basically the premise of the show, and I think it's really relatable to us as actors, and also anybody just trying to do something that's kind of outside the box.
Yeah, something creative. I'm cutting these into fourths. I'm already... Screw these directions.
We do what we want around here.
We are mavericks.
Notice I picked up the big knife and I just put it over here.
Yeah, you haven't done
not using it at all. So
I actually I had the girls from Binge last month, and they at one point they were like, we're not doing anything. That's fine.
But yeah, I think it's really great. My buddy Josh and I wrote it. It's based on our experiences. His is a writer, mine is an actor, and we had a lot of fun shooting it. it's in the editing process also.
Oh wow, so it's like already done.
Yeah, so we shot the pilot.
So you can't put me in it.
We can put you in
anymore.
the series. Like the
Guys, you need to make sure that this happens.
This isn't just a pilot, and this is a jumping off point to our series.
That's awesome.
And we do also want to work with actors that we know. For me, actors that I know and respect.
That's how it goes.
Grind,
like
you know,
you work with somebody. Like I keep calling you to do. I have to just write something for you, but yeah, you wind up calling the same people over and over again. Like I've worked with Dana a million times. Dana's manning our camera today.
What's up,
Hi guys.
What's going on, D? Joe.
I'm gonna cut this one. I think I'm gonna do
that's
fourths because
I mean, I'm just gonna.
I know you're following the directions, and I'm like, don't do that.
Thirds and you did.
They're just so big.
Giggity.
I don't know why I picked sausage. So we've cut up all of these little sausages into
Fourths.
fourth dishes
Yeah.
ish. And the next thing that we need to do is
not follow the
unroll
directions.
the puff pastry, and we're gonna cut them into little like strips.
Okay.
So you're from South Carolina.
I am.
What's it like being all the way up here?
Well, it's tough, and that
Yeah.
coincides with everything the show's about, and that you make so many sacrifices to pursue your career. And for me, being so far away from home, away from, not to get too dramatic, but everything I've ever known, and all the people that really really care about me. I don't know. This is. I don't know what that is.
That's a sheet of this.
But it's
So-
been really
Can they see this?
really difficult.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. This looks like we're about to make a pizza.
So this is just dough. I'm just gonna put it on the front. And we're gonna take one of these. I'm just gonna get an idea of what it's gonna look like. So it's probably a strip about an inch. And since our sausages are all different,
Oh, I see.
so we're making, yeah. So then we take the sausage.
So this is the pig.
Yeah, and that's the
And
blanket.
that's the blanket.
Have you ever
'cause
had these?
It was cold, not with fancy sausage with apples in it. Never had that.
This may also even be more blanket than we need.
The pig
That's
was
okay.
super cold.
Pig's real cold.
Yeah, real cold, but yeah. All right.
And then you can kind of pinch the ends. And then just pop them on this fine baking sheet. This is the easiest recipe. I'm never gonna do anything easier.
Because she knows I can't cook, really, so she just gave me the remedial.
Here you go. You wanna do it?
Uh,
You can do it. It's just like a strip. It almost doesn't even matter how big the strip is.
right.
Is your family like supportive, or
Oh, yeah.
do they not get it?
Super supportive.
Yeah.
I actually don't think I could have stayed out here without their support, because those hard times when the phone wasn't ringing and I wasn't working at all, my mom and my dad both were there to remind me of who I am and the work that I put in, and just to kind of see it through. And even now with the ups and downs, I mean, like we were talking about before, it's it's always ebbs and flows. So it's good sometimes, it's bad sometimes. You just kind of fall in love with what you do, and
It's also, I mean, did you study anything else, or is this?
no, this is
yeah.
it. Well, I went into college as a physical education major. I wanted to teach third grade gym.
Just third grade.
just third grade. Yeah,
It was really specific.
Just third grade gym. But opportunities kept presenting themselves, and I actually had a natural ability for it. I felt like I was fighting to get something that I shouldn't have been, and I changed my major to theater, and the rest is history, as they.
Well,
as
that
they
was my
say.
major.
History.
Nice segue,
See
right?
how we did that. But yeah, when did you get bit by the?
When I was little, I was a ballerina, and my mom pulled me aside one day and said, "Katie, do you want to do ballet next year, or do you want to do?" I think I was 5. Do you want to do acting? And I don't remember if I even asked what acting entailed, but I was just like, that acting.
You said you were 5.
I think so.
Oh, wow.
So it was pre-reading.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's pretty.
Seems like a difficult task. But no, I said, I must have known it was a musical thing, because I did musical theater and I sang, so I must have known, like, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't know why I would have been so excited about it.
It's amazing. I was telling
Yeah.
somebody the other day that I do think actors are born. I think that we all have our own journey of recognition of it, but I do think that there's something special about us that allows us to share our own experiences through storytelling. And I think the fear of a career of the unknown is what keeps a lot of people from actually fully pursuing it, which is why I really respect people like you who face that fear and just jump in.
Yeah, it's such a tough thing. Like my parents, my mom more than my dad, but when I first moved out, they weren't unsupportive. They just like did not understand it.
Right.
Because we come from my mom's science and math. My dad's a mathematician. Like we come from a very science and math household.
Yeah.
So it was definitely different, and I don't think they quite knew what to do with it. But now, like this year has been a rough year for me, for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But this year I found a job opening at the Smithsonian, which is, I'm from Maryland.
Right, yeah.
And I found this job opening at the Smithsonian, and I texted my mom, I was like, look at this. And she was like, why would you move back? So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
See, that's.
But it was weird. Like, you spent so long trying to get me to move back, and now you're like, oh,
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
yeah.
Because she sees it in you. This,
Yeah.
you wouldn't ultimately, you'd probably find happiness at some point, but it's something in you.
Yeah.
Even if you move there, you still would do your thing.
Right, and it was funny. Like the job was social media coordinator for the new African American History Museum. So it would have been like, because I'm racist, I thought this was the best job for me. No, it would have just been like both of my worlds coming into one thing.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, ooh, look at this.
Yeah, but no. We've got
but no.
We've got movies and
I
TV
have
shows
important stuff
Yeah, we've
to
got
do,
movies
like
and
this.
TV shows to make.
This show.
Yeah.
Tell us about how crowdfunding has been.
It's been great. I mean, it's kind of to piggyback on what you said. It's all, to me, it's all about support, and people seem to really admire, one, that we did it ourselves, and two, that it's actually funny. Like we took the time to make something.
Yeah, no, the video is great.
So it's been a really great experience. It's all new to me, so I'm learning a lot, going through it. I still don't know what's going to happen on the other side, but honestly, I don't care. I was telling my mom the other day that through this process, I've fallen in love with. I got a chance to create something, and people were responding to it, and that means more to me than any sort of financial windfall that may come from it. So it's good all around.
Having something that people respond to
Yeah.
is really fun. It
Yeah.
just, like sometimes it's, why don't they just love it? Why are they like questioning it? But sometimes it's just raw fun. Like,
Yeah, and I think that's why I love the theaters, like being on stage so much, and that you get that instant,
that feeling.
Feeling from the audience, and it's something that you can't recreate. I mean, it's something that's organic. I think that that's the beauty of what we do also, and that we have the ability to make people feel. And when you're on stage and you have an audience there, and you're sharing parts of yourself that connect with them, they can't help but feel it, and you can't help but feel that energy also. And that's that's what I love about it.
We were talking earlier about how like tough it is to watch your friends do well. Like in a good way tough. We've both had a bunch of friends just blow up the last couple years.
Yeah.
And it's great, but it makes you, I don't know, it's one of the most difficult feelings because you are happy for them, but you're also like, you feel left behind, kind of.
Yeah, and for nothing that you've done, right? I mean, you do everything that you need to. You definitely have the ability. You have everything in line. It's just a matter of when your number is going to be called, and it does get a little difficult to consistently see people that you have been in the trenches with get their moment, and then you start to question, like, well, one, when am I going to get my moment, or like, is it? Am I?
Right.
And so you have to constantly fight that inner battle, and at the same time, you feel bad about yourself because it's not that I'm not happy for them.
It's just
you
just feel left out. Like you want to play too.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to just hear about your fun. I want to
do it with you.
Hey, I want to share in these experiences
Yeah.
with you also.
This is a mess.
But it's
Does
also,
your show touch on that
oh,
stuff?
I was just about to say that. Yeah, our show, it really touches on like how do you deal with that? How do you deal with seeing people who, not even just friends, like people that you've been in class with or people that you've been around. You know, you see them book a show that takes them to a different financial place to where they don't have to work 3 or 4 jobs. You know, I've worked.
Yeah.
You know, 3 and 4 jobs at the same time just to give myself the flexibility and the money to be able to go to classes and go to auditions and you know, a commercial here and there will help supplement a little bit, but those are inconsistent. So how do you, and also when you're at auditions you see the same people and then you start to see the people that you're auditioning with, you start to see them take further more steps in their career.
Right.
How do you deal with that?
It's not, I don't have an answer. That one's so tall.
And well, not even recently, what's been the hardest almost that you've had? Like job that you almost booked or meeting that you almost had or, you know?
I had one, I think it was a feature, it was like an indie feature, but it was one of those parts that was just like really meaty and really thoughtful. And I went to the audition, like I worked really hard on it, I went to the audition, and they seemed super in love with me. And I got home to an email, and they said, "You were by far the best we saw, but you would outshine our leading guy." And I was like,
so then you need to fire
that
him.
is the worst.
So then you need to fire him and make me your star.
Right, it was, and at the time I didn't even think about this, but that's, I mean, it's a little sexist. Like you'd rather keep your guy, I don't know, maybe he was a name or something and they were trying to build it around him.
Either way, if your project, you know, you want the best for your project, right?
You'd
like,
think,
you would
but,
think.
If,
again, like,
if it's like an investor thing, you know.
Yeah, and so that goes into what we were talking about, like you not getting parts, and this is what a lot of people don't understand, is that you can do all the right things and be the best person for the part, but you can lose out on a part for something as trivial as that guy could have been the director's cousin. Like,
right.
you know, you lose out for stuff. And so how do you deal with knowing that you gave everything you had and
you still
didn't win? So
it is the antithesis of everything we're brought up to believe. Like, you try really hard, you'll do it.
Yeah.
Good things will happen to you. And I don't know if that's life, period. Like, does this happen in other jobs? Or if that's just this industry? Because
I think it's probably universal in that it's just not as linear, right? So other jobs, you know, you work at a job for a certain amount of years and then you're in line for this promotion, whereas for us, it's not that. I mean, it's all helter-skelter.
Right.
So, but it hurts a lot more also because it's personal. Like you invest time in auditions. Like you give parts of yourself.
Imagine going on a job interview every day of your life. Like that's what it feels like. These are going in for 6 to 8 minutes.
6 to 8 minutes.
But we'll keep talking.
Until Golden Brown.
Because these were really easy. Okay. I guess we just have extra little bits of sausage too.
I'll put
we did not ration the puff pastry.
We'll put that in a stew later.
You put that in a pot, you got a stew going.
It's a Dijon and honey. Is this how you make honey mustard?
Yeah. You didn't know this?
That's crazy.
Do you know what cocktail sauce is also like
ketchup?
Shrimp? It's just ketchup and horseradish.
I knew it was ketchup.
Horseradish.
But I thought it was like ketchup and like jalapeno juice.
I just put horseradish in there and
you
people
make your
are
own cocktail sauce?
That's the reaction I get. And I'm like, it's 2 ingredients.
That's impressive, I'm not gonna lie. So now we're making honey mustard. Mama made it.
Well, we're making brown sugar mustard.
She laughed when she said brown.
I'm telling you.
Tumblr's
gonna get real mad at me.
It's real. It's real. And then it says plate and small. Oh, after we mix that, then we have to wait for.
Yeah, and we've got these chives to cut up too, which is gonna take a really long time.
It says the sauce will be runny. That's good to know. Because I would be like, I messed this up.
If you had to reinvent yourself, or if you had the means to reinvent yourself completely like Gatsby, what would you do? Like, how would you do it?
Honestly, I don't think I would change much, to be completely honest. I would, I'd it's not even reinvent myself. I mean, I would definitely have a bigger house.
Oh.
But I think that I would be able, with the means, you're able to do. You have freedom to do the things that you really want to do.
Yeah.
So I would think I would just spend more time with children. I think I would have a huge farm. My wife and I love animals, so I think we just have a lot of time to rescue and foster animals. Personally,
I think it's runny.
Yeah, that's. I'm not gonna lie. That looks nothing like any of the honey mustard I've ever eaten ever anywhere.
That's because I put. It tastes fine. It's because we aren't actually using honey. Didn't like it? Not good?
Yeah, no, it's delicious.
It's just sweet mustard.
Yeah.
We don't have to put it on. We can just say skip that because Kate didn't buy honey.
We can.
You want to skip it? That's fine.
We can skip that and yeah.
We can put it on like 1 or 2.
But that's a tough question because it then opens the door. For me, money isn't. And again, going back to what we were talking about, actors. A lot of times, people measure them based on how much money they have. If they're celebrities, if if they're garnering big paychecks. And for me, that was never the goal. So having the means of a Gatsby, I would probably just finance a lot of independent films.
Ooh.
I would do my own, I would just do my own thing.
Yeah, you don't really have to because you get to play somebody different.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're working.
Yeah.
You get to play somebody different all the time. So.
Yeah, I would enjoy that freedom though, to know that I could do
whatever you
what
wanted.
I wanted and make the type of stuff that I would want to make.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's.
What would you make?
I would make films about just honest human experiences. I mean, more recently my opportunities have been comedic, and a lot of commercials that I do are comedic based. But I love dramatic work. I mean, I love sharing pain, sharing happiness, sharing fear, and having that be a vehicle for people to express themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So I would actually just do dramatic films about race. Like I think race is something that's really important that needs to be honestly discussed.
Have you seen Loving?
Not yet. No, that's on my. It's good.
I think I just got the screener for it.
Yeah, it's that's one that's on my thing. Because with something like that, interracial, like love, unconditional love, acceptance, stuff like that. So I would love to do, even if it's just a bunch of short films. It doesn't have to be this huge blockbuster. Just honest depictions of human life.
Yeah. I think I talked about this with the girls last month. Like the thing that interests me the most is watching a drama not be a drama, because that's not how you live your life. You don't live you just can't do it. Like I had my best friend after the election was just like, I don't know how to get out of feeling this sad. I was like, well, you will, because you cannot live like that for 4 years.
Yeah.
You can't live in that level of sad. It just you don't think.
Yeah, you don't. And also, I think for me, that type of pain, that type of sadness spawns great optimism. Like I think that the election, and it showed a lot of people who decided to turn their blind eye to some real issues that we still have in this country. It woke them up. Like, yeah, no, this is still here, and we need to deal with it. So moving forward, these next 4 years, there'll be a lot of tough conversations that are going to have to be had. But I think on the other side of it, we'll be better for it.
Thank you guys for watching again, and if you want to see more videos or more stuff from me, please visit patreon.com/GateHackett and help out if you can.